Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe. And today I'm bringing you another installment of R3 Wickets. And we're going to be looking at match 3 of the IPL, SRH, okay, and KKR, Kolkata versus Hyderabad. And right off the bat, for me, not only was this game exciting, but it was a game of two tails. First and foremost, KKR looked like they were going to blow out, all right, the Sunrisers right out the bat. They came out and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been expecting, all right? And whew, they did not disappoint. I mean, we lost a wicket early, and then for 15 overs, all right, Nitish Rana held court. 80 runs for Nitish Rana, 80 runs. He went bananas, and we'll talk about him later and what I like. But between him and Tripathi, really, they held court for 15 overs, right? They scored 100. At that point, it was like 145 for one in the first 15 overs. And you thinking this thing, we're all talking about this score is going to get up to 200, 220. Wrong. Because the Sunrisers said, not today, not on my watch. And they came out, and this is how you bowl in the death, all right? In the first 15 overs, 145 for one. All right. In the 16th, 17th, and 18th over, 4 wickets were lost, and they scored 15 runs. 15 runs. It was 160 for 5 after the 18th over. That's bananas, guys. That's absolutely bananas. Unbelievable bowling. Nathurajan came out and got Tripathi in the 16th. In the 17th, Rashid Khan gets Russell on 5 runs. Russell struggled today. We'll talk about that later. And then Nabi, Nabi got himself back to back and belly to belly wickets. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso of Nitish Rana and Owen Morgan. So, I mean, that really made this game a lot closer than it seemed, and it was so exciting, all right? SRH started poorly, guys. They started poorly in their innings. They lost 2 wickets in the first 3 overs. We always say you don't want to lose 2 wickets in a power play. And then, Johnny Bairstow, to his credit, Johnny Bairstow and Manish Pandey held court. They went out and they banged, all right, and they put up some runs, but in the end, it was not enough, and the Sunrisers fell in game 1. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to start with my home squad, KKR. Nitish Rana, 80 runs on 56 balls. That's a 142 strike rate. He held court. I mean, Nitish Rana is unbelievable. I really enjoyed his play, and I think we should keep him in the opening partnership no matter what happens, because, and we'll talk about what I learned later. But Nitish Rana is inconsistent, is consistently inconsistent, but he's going to give you these big performances, all right? Tripathi, when they brought him in at 3 after Shubman Gill fell, I'm like, really? But man, 53 for 29. Great call by the captain, Owen Morgan there. He did his job. And, I mean, Tripathi, and like I said, Rana held court. They were absolutely demolishing the bowling from SRH. And finally, DK. DK struggled last year, lost his job as a captain, but he kept on prevailing, kept on working. DK, 22 on 9, 244 strike rate. That's how you come in and close out a game. This is the DK we all were expecting. You guys kept telling me how good this guy was, and I saw it today. On the SRH side, what did I like? Well, Manish Pandey, all right? Highest score for them, 61 on 44, 136 strike rate, and Bairstow. It pains me to say it, but this is why it's hard to call Bairstow garbage, even though he's permanently on my Sinister 6. 55 for 40, 137 strike rate. These guys, after the 2 wickets fell early, they came in and said, not today, and they battled. And almost, I mean, they did get SRH back in the game, okay? Also, a special shout out on the bowling side, Rashid Khan. 4 overs, 24 runs, 2 wickets. That's a 6 economy rate. He held court. He got Russell. I mean, Rashid Khan got the first wicket of the game. He is absolutely amazing, and he just dominates. He just absolutely dominates. Also, I mean, the next guy was Patty Cummings, right? At 7.5 economy rate, he got himself a wicket, but he was at 6. Nobody else was under 7. Everybody else is in the 8s and 9s, 10s, other than Patty Cummings. So that just tells you how good Rashid Khan was. Now, what I disliked. I'm going to start with the captaincy. Explain first and foremost, David Warner got dismissed on 3 balls. All right, it happens. It was a great ball. There was nothing he knew what to do with it. Fine, I'll take that. Explain to me Warner's thinking. Why does when you're in this chase? Like I said, this game was a lot closer than it seemed. Fine, you had a bad day with the stick. You got dismissed early. I do not understand bringing in Vijay Shankar over Abdul Samid, all right? Vijay Shankar, 11 for 7, 157 strike rate. He wasn't like he was trash, but Abdul Samid is an actual stick, all right? He's respected with the stick. 237 strike rate for him. Like, that was the game right there. You wasted some overs. I don't understand why you made that call. You needed somebody that's going to do a 200 strike rate and do exactly what on the other side DK did, was put up runs and put them up quickly with a big strike rate. All right, on the KKR side, what did I dislike? Shubman Gill's struggles continue. And I get it. At this point, I've been watching cricket long enough to know that, form is temporary, but class is forever. So he'll be back. But he's been struggling ever since the India tour, or actually I should say the England tour of India. Right, guys. Shubman Gill is not right. Dismissed 15 on 13 balls. It is what it is. It is what it is. And also, as far as the captaincy, if I'm going to criticize Warner, I'm going to criticize Owen Morgan too. Why would you bring in Harbhajan Singh in Chennai, where this is his home grounds? He knows this place, right? To bowl 1 over. The first over, actually, he bowled masterfully and gave up a 6 at the end. What, is he a novelty? Somebody explain that to me. I do not know what they were thinking, but for me, that was what I disliked. Now, to what I learned, okay? Somebody keeps saying to me, why do I underestimate SRH, guys? And it's I couldn't put my finger on it, and then I thought about it as I'm watching this game. There was no Kane Williamson in this game. He was left out, right? Because they had their 4 international players. You're always going to have Rashid Khan in there. You're always going to have Warner. He's the captain. And they like the partnership of Warner and Bairstow, okay? So you got one spot for like 4 or 5 players, guys, all right? Jason Holder, Kane Williamson, Fabian Allen doesn't even have a prayer to get in on the side. Mitchell Marsh is hurt, but Mitchell Marsh eventually, and Muhammad Nabi, who played today and got 2 wickets, right? He was a monster. So I understand why he was in there, but any team, any side that does not have Kane Williamson in it, to me, I mean, this guy's part of the Fab 4. How do you leave him out? And to me, I think that's why I underestimate the Sunrisers, is because I just don't think they're balanced, if that makes sense. They need to balance their Indian talent with their international talent. That's really what I learned, guys, and I really believe that there's a lot of talent there. This team could easily make the playoffs, but they're going to have to figure that out. Well, those are my thoughts on this game, guys. Now to preview tomorrow's game really quickly, we got my pick for Wooden Spoon, the Rajasthan Royals. I believe they will fall to the Punjab Kings. They're just so stacked over there in Punjab. All right, they're doing great things. Also, my fantasy pick for the day, and we'll be doing this at the end of every single stream, is going to be Ben Stokes. All right, Owen Morgan let it slip during the press conference that Ben Stokes is going to be opening for the Rajasthan now, and if that's the case, Ben Stokes as an opener has an average of 40.7 compared to his average of 26.9 in the middle overs. So if Ben Stokes opens tomorrow, go ahead and stick him in your fantasy lineup, because I believe he's going to do some damage. Guys, those are my thoughts. Let us know in the comments below what you agree with. And until next time, 6 runs.